Hey, it's Andrew here with Gamer's Guide to Life, and I'm in the 2K booth. Well, actually I lied. I'm in a Spec Ops broken down bus. I'm being assaulted right now by Cory Davis.
Yeah, I'll try not to be extremely violent, but if you see a lot of smoke, we've been burning journalists in here actually.
Awesome, I guess I'll keep this quick. From Yager, he's working on Spec Ops The Line. And we saw a bunch of this from PAX East, and definitely a unique title. And I feel that a lot of people out there won't really give it that much of a chance because maybe the name, or maybe because it's like, oh, there's another like a military shooter, third-person shooter out there. Could you maybe elaborate on how it's different?
Yeah, well, I hope people give it a chance because it is really different. That's something we knew from the start of the development, that if we were just to try and strike out and do exactly what other people had been doing, it wouldn't really be worthwhile for us at all, because actually those games that are out there in our genre are great games. They do what they do extremely well, but they're a lot different than what we are. Spec Ops The Line is a focus on a dark, mature narrative that follows a squad of Delta Force operators into the heart of darkness in a very surreal environment, which is Dubai after it's been struck by cataclysmic sandstorms and rendered a no man's land. And so really our squad goes in very well prepared, like they would at the start of many games that are out there, but really things start to get very twisted once they start to unravel the mysteries of what's happened with this man John Conrad, who was stationed there helping out with the evacuation before the sandstorms hit. So I'm really excited for you guys to get your hands on the narrative and also to experience it in a new way, because you're going to get to make some choices in the shoes of Captain Walker, our main protagonist. And those choices are really going to affect the way that our squad reacts and the way that their relationship progresses. And you're going to see an evolution in these characters as you build a strong relationship with them that I think you're not going to see in any other game. So I'm really excited for you guys to see that.
Yeah, the most unique feature, I mean, right out of the gate when I'm playing it, it's just the banter between characters. Very personable, and that's something you really don't see often at all. Now, a big question, of course, is, so you're bringing in a co-op mode. That's been the new thing at E3 right now. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So actually, throughout development, our focus was on single player. If you've heard us talk about it a little bit, obviously, we're sort of hitting on some, touchy, little bit of controversial themes here, and we don't want you, teabagging your friend while you're making a decision as to whether or not an important character lives or dies or something like that. And so we wanted to focus on that single player experience, but we had time to polish that, ended up with some resources to allow us to develop some co-op missions. And so we're giving the player a different perspective on Spec Ops The Line and the narrative that's there from other characters and events that happened before Martin Walker landed in Dubai for this rescue mission. And so this is going to be free content available to anyone who purchases the game, no matter how you buy it, shortly after launch.
Wow, something else too. Yeah, usually you don't see co-op stuff go for free, so definitely a respectable move. Now, you just said, so the co-op, it's going to be separate from the main narrative, the main campaign. All right, so will it explore just a whole separate side story, or will it be still linked to what we're going through in the main narrative?
So the characters you're playing in the co-op are definitely linked to the main narrative. So you're going to see more backstory actually. So it's sort of a little bit of a prequel action you're going to get your hands on there in the co-op. So you're going to actually get to play a lot of different types of characters. You're going to get to play refugees that are trying to escape out of internment camps in Dubai. You're going to get to play assassination missions where you go in trying to take out one of Conrad's highest ranking officials from an entirely different faction, which is the Exiles. You'll see those Exiles actually strung up from lampposts in the single player game as Conrad's dominated that realm of Dubai and set his standards for the way people should behave. And so all those things start to connect some dots that you wouldn't necessarily notice if you had just played the single player game alone.
Awesome, so it's like Dead Space Extraction, where they sort of made another game to explore what happened before Dead Space. All right, okay, I can get behind that. Now, is it going to be even more different because you guys want to have that single player experience, the real strong story, but I assume you also want it to have a strong multiplayer experience as well.
Definitely.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so multiplayer is very, very important in the genre. Obviously, there's great multiplayer games in the genre, just like I mentioned before. But what we're doing is we're doing a little bit more intimate multiplayer experience, squad-based, third person, still uses all those great sand mechanics and things like that you found in the single player game. And you're going to really have a strong progression system there, so you can choose different tactics, different ways to play. And if you play with your squad, it's a really intimate experience. And I think you're going to find a lot different type of experience than you will in a lot of the other military shooters that are out there.
That's excellent. So when are we going to be seeing this title drop?
Very soon, actually. I'm so excited to be here at E3 because we're sort of hitting that finish line right now. And the game comes out on June 26th on the PC, the Xbox 360, and the PC.
So what are you doing here, man? Come on, you got to finish this up.
Well, actually, my work on it, they want to lock me out of the studio at this point because I'm the guy who wants to come in and, say, oh, let's just do this one last thing, which could push our release date back. And so we don't want any of that. I think we've got some smart people on the tech side at Yager. They said, go the hell to E3 and tell people about the game and let us finish the thing. So
fair enough. And tell us about it. You did. Cory Davis, Spec Ops The Line. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you. It was great talking with you.